Do not scroll past this video if you ever have plans of traveling or if you're about to travel. This video is very, very important to you. I almost got myself repatriated, but let's get to how the story started. So it was in 2021 and September 20th, I got myself ready. I had already booked my ticket, my flight ticket, getting ready to travel to the UK. So I go to my home country, like airport, only to be told that my airline was going to pass through a red list country. You know, because of COVID, there were some red list country and all that. So my airline was going to pass through a red list country, and at the time, the protocol was that if you ever came through a red list country into the UK, then you would have to stay in, I think, a hotel, which costs about, is it £2,000 or something like that? I can't really remember the figures so well, but there was an amount that I needed to pay to be quarantined in that particular hotel if I was to come through the red list country. So I was like, you know what? I am not going to go. I'm going to go the next day. So the next day, which was the 21st of September, I got to the airport. I had changed my airline this time round, only to be told by that particular airline that I couldn't go because I needed to have a return ticket booked. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to school. It's a 1 year program. I'm not going to come back anytime soon. But they said, oh, there were some people that, lied that they were going to school, but they forged the documents. They got to UK immigrations only to be caught that they were all forged documents, and so they had to be sent back to their country. And because their airline was the one that took them to the UK, they had to come through the same airline, and the airline had to cater for the cost of bringing them back to the country. And so they weren't going to repeat same mistakes. If ever you're going to school or whatever the reason is that you're going to the UK, you need to have a return ticket booked, otherwise you can't even go on board. And I'm like, oh God, you guys didn't tell me all of this. There was no notice like that on your website. Now how am I supposed to get this information and then act on it now? And they said that if I needed to go, I needed to book the return ticket there and then, otherwise my flight was leaving in the next few minutes. And I was like, you know what, I'm dropping it, I'm not going again. So on the 22nd of September, now this is where the whole experience happened. On the 22nd of September, I got to the airport and I was like, you know what, now I have my return ticket booked, I have everything booked, and I'm not going to have any issues with any airline, no officer or whatever, no official, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to go through smoothly, go board my plane, go on board, and then get to the UK safely. So I went through check-in, everything was done, all sorted. I went through immigration, and then I got to this immigration official who took my passport, stamped in, blah, 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 did everything that I was supposed to do. I got in the queue. Then, because of my prior experience, my experience in the last 2 days when I had to go to the airport and go back home on 2 days, I have to admit I was a bit anxious. I was like, what could go wrong again today? I mean, what could be wrong today? Because I've got 2 bad days. Today's the 3rd day. What could go wrong? I mean, what? I felt the deepest urge to leave the queue to go to another immigration officer. Mind you, I had been checked. Everything was done. I had been checked in. The immigration officers had checked my passport. They had stamped it, everything. And I was in the queue going to go on board. Then I left the queue. I went to see another immigration officer, and I was like, you know what? She was a female. And I was like, you know what? I've just been seen by the officer over there, but I just want you to look through my passport and tell me everything is okay. I just needed that confirmation that you are clear. Just go. The lady took my passport and was like, who did you say saw you? And I said, oh, the gentleman over there. Come on, follow me. Guys, you won't believe it. I've got my passport here. I'm going to show you what was in my passport. Guys, I was traveling on the 22nd of September 2021. The stamp I had in my passport had a date 22nd of August 2021. What would have happened? I would have just got myself repatriated when I got to the UK. So immediately they acted on it. They quickly changed the stamp in my passport. Then that meant that all the other people that went through that particular immigration officer had a wrong date. So they had to now rush and chase everybody before they got on board. Imagine if I had not taken that bold step to leave the queue and go talk to the lady to just check my passport for me. Just imagine what would have happened. All of us who got seen by that officer would have been sent back. Just imagine. So you see why it's important to check your passport whenever it is stamped. When you get through immigration check, please, 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 do not just take your passport, close it and put it in your bag. Check whatever date there is in the stamp that is being placed in your passport. That's very, very important. I hope this video helps. Bye.